Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul. In this show, I go over things that I am curious about and things that I've looked into, I like to share. With today's video, I wanted to discuss and give my opinion on why I think now is as practical of a time as ever to legitimately believe that you can change the world. To legitimately believe that you, as one person, can change the world. So this kind of stems, if you've seen any of my videos from last week, this stems from the idea that we are underestimating the size and the speed of the internet. And the main things that have got me thinking about this is not social media, although it should have been, but it's mainly been cryptocurrencies, NFTs, blockchain, all of that type of jazz that I see is really changing the game, which I will go off on another tangent on the next few videos, giving some further thoughts after more stuff that I've looked into on that. But with today's video on why I think it's a practical thing to say more than ever, because it was practical before, just your odds were a lot smaller of actually completing it. So like if we were to go back in the past, even 100 years, 200 years, but then even go further, 1,000 years, 2,000, 3,000, however many years, there are proven paths that you can do to change the world. You can take the path of war. Like, let's take a guy like Alexander the Great. Okay, we're going to do war there. You can do peace. Okay, guy like Jesus chose peace, chose certain teachings and changed the world. You can do a combination of politics and war. So there you have a guy like Hitler who tries to go over and take over, have a world domination plan, but then gets beaten, rightfully so. But either way, you have these different ideas and these different paths of saying, I think I can change the world. I'm going to impose my viewpoint on the world. You have these different, kind of perspectives. Some are changing the world for the better. Some are changing the world for the worse. I'm not talking about a good or bad type of change the world. This video is only going to be talking about why I think it's more practical than ever. And I would hope, just as with any type of power, you are going to use it for the betterment of others. In my list there, I think one of them was good, and the other two, no. So, with that being said, one of my main thoughts with this on why I think it's practical to say that you want to change the world is not only innovation. Okay, so from an innovation scale, like on a practical use scale. So like let's take Henry Ford, for example. That man changed the world because of the automobile and because of his manufacturing process, his 9-to-5 job. I mean, he changed a lot about the American way of life and the standard of living and what work life looked like. He changed a whole lot. I would even say if you go to modern times, you take a guy like Bezos. He has changed the world for us in terms of deliveries, in terms of automation, with expectations with the deliveries, with one day and same day and all this stuff. Take a guy like Steve Jobs. So we have seen this before. Innovations can change the world. So from an entrepreneur perspective, we're going to go into like the golden age for sure, where you can keep doing things and changing the world for better in an innovation standpoint. But also, this has got me thinking on the philosophical side of things and how fast the state of mind of the people on the internet. The state of mind on the people on the internet is a here and now type of culture. And you can see a lot of people gain influence very fast, and how the internet culture is a lot more influenced by popular people than by facts. I was going to say correct opinions, but opinions cannot be right or wrong. They can line up more with facts or not, but they can't be right or wrong. So I would say it's more swayed by opinion than it is facts. And that is an opportunity. I think it's scary, but I think it's an opportunity. And it is also to say, one, depending on your message, depending on what you're trying to put out there, you can seriously change the world very, very fast, depending on how bought in your followers are. If we think about even Jesus, he changed the world initially with 12. That's all it took for him. And they didn't have the internet, they didn't have anything there. And it was a good message, best message, actually. And they changed the world, obviously, for the better. To say that you want to change the world, I'm not talking about something where the world is even close to being like with you being in a power position of the world. I'm just talking about on a you change the way society works or you change the way society thinks. That's the manner of what I'm talking about, not a certain power position with the change with what comes along with changing the world. But with what I've thought about this is like, dude, there are seriously some incredible people who are still undiscovered. They're still undiscovered, and they know that they have something good to put out there, and that would change the world for the better. The internet is going to start making these things happen like this, in my opinion. And as we go further and further into true decentralization of thought and opinion and education, I think you're going to see less and less groupthink. At least, yeah, I think we will. For the people who are open-minded, because we're not going to be going through a system. It's going to be all opinions out there. Now, granted, there can be some sites, of course, that you stay on that keep you in the same type of groupthink where you don't educate yourself on other things. But I think the nature of humans is curiosity. And so with that being said, although evil can prevail for a bit, good tends to triumph. And with what I see with the internet, as long as it doesn't disappear, I see a lot of good that could potentially come. I see like a golden age that could potentially come from this, and the world rapidly progressing because we had a bunch of people who took their ideas seriously. They were serious in their thoughts and how they communicated, and they put it out there on the internet, amassed followers, and put the world in that right direction. So, what do I want you to take away from this besides the fact that you can change the world? I want you to think about how practical, what a simple video. Chances are 99.999, continue that on for a while. Videos like this won't go viral. But do consider the fact of, because we are living in the age of the internet, a single video, a single article, a single book, a single ebook, whatever, a single song that you produce has the opportunity now to affect millions and billions of people. The things that I keep thinking of when I compare the age that we're living in right now to the past is the idea that we could, by the click of a button and by the click of a free upload, influence, at bare minimum, tens, if not hundreds of people on the very, very modest side of things, and at the most billions, and a reasonable amount, millions, if things go viral, is insane to me. I mean, if we think about selling out a stadium, the internet is multiple times that, and it's people listening. Yet it just doesn't seem as real to us because we're behind a camera, behind a screen, and we're just clicking record and upload. And we tend to undervalue ourselves as well. But for the few people who are probably watching this, who actually believe that they can change the world, just know you can. And now more than ever, it is the easiest and most practical time to do it. So I would say, if you have something good to share and a way that you're going to be helping people as best as you can and as consistent as you can and as passionately as you can, go do that thing. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.